Yeah, hi there. These comments are for S, and I am Michael. I am the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at Stealth, the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT, and I just read your independent writing practice test number 10. Now, in your case, your organization is actually pretty good, but you're not organizing around the writing prompt. This is where you kind of fall into some trouble. So if we go back to the writing prompt, it says, others believe that higher education should be available only to good students, or some believe it should be available to all students. It says discuss these views. Which view do you agree with and why? Explain why. So what you want to do is, in that second paragraph, you want to discuss what the first view is. Some believe that a college or university education should be available to all students. Then when you get to the third paragraph, you want to talk about how others believe it should be available only to good students. And then maybe in the fourth paragraph, that's where you get to your position. You see what I'm saying? So your essay, you organized it around why education should be available to all students. You said getting knowledge, getting opportunity for bad students, and helping students. So it didn't exactly match what the requirements of the writing are, right? So that's an organizational problem, and that's going to lower your score down a little bit. Now, in addition to that, let's take a look at your grammar and your language use. So let's take a look at one particular paragraph, and I'm going to go over that a little bit. So how about let's go to paragraph 2. You say the first, why education should be available to all students is, I would change that to say maybe first, education should be available to all students because it imparts valuable knowledge to them. Then you might say, if a college or university does not allow students who are not good, I'm going to say that's probably not specific enough. How about this? If a college or university doesn't allow poor academically performing students, or it doesn't allow students who don't perform well academically, and then maybe put a comma instead of the word so, put how are they going to change, or how will these students, become better? How are they able to get better if they're not allowed to study because of their poor previous academic achievements, right? Then you say, for instance, you say in my country. You say there have some universities that, I wouldn't say it that way. I would say, for instance, in my country, some universities only accept students with high grades, maybe, you might want to say. Then say, I think that is not fair because how do stupid people get knowledge? They cannot learn new things. I would say stupid people, that's too strong. I think that's the wrong tone here. But you're saying that there are students maybe who don't perform as well academically, right? So you might say it's not fair because how will the students with lower grades obtain knowledge? You want to say if education isn't available to them, they will not be able to learn new things. Then you might say, which might make it harder for them to get good jobs. Something along those lines. So you do have, if I go through the different paragraphs, I don't have time to do all that now, but just by going through that one paragraph, you can see that you're having some sentence formation problems. You're having some problems choosing the right word, the right vocabulary to express your ideas. And as I pointed out in the beginning of the video, you didn't really understand the writing task. So you weren't even sure what you were supposed to do with the writing assignment. So what's your score? Let's take a look at the rubrics now. And of course you can click on the rubrics too. I put them right below where your essay is on my website. You can click on it to learn more about it. I'm going to say inadequate organization or connection of ideas, as I pointed out. Also numerous problems with word choice or word forms, and you also have a lot of sentence structure problems in the essay. So I'm going to put you at about 2.0 out of 5. That's going to put you at 14 points out of 30 on this particular writing task. And for the purposes of our class, 2.0 is going to put you at 64% out of 100. All right, anyway, thank you very much for completing this writing practice test. If you want to improve a little bit, I would encourage you to review. There's a few different lessons in the beginning of the writing section of my course with the independent writing task. I think writing lesson number 1, number 2, number 3, and 4. I would encourage you to review those lessons. But that's not going to be enough. You have vocabulary and also grammar issues, so you want to keep working in the vocabulary and the grammar parts of my online course. And you got about 4 weeks here coming up. So you can do a lot more practice over the during your vacation, because you now know from this video that you do have some serious language problems that you have to solve. So it's not like when you finish level 5 you're done studying ESL. I think you got a lot of work ahead of you. You can solve a lot of these problems, I think, during the Christmas break. It'll take some practice. I'd recommend maybe 3 or 4 hours a day, either studying in the vocabulary or the grammar part of my online course. And remember, read each day. Make sure you're reading on a regular basis. Read magazines, newspapers, books. Do that for about 45 minutes a day. You can also practice listening for about the same amount of time. When you do the listening, watch TV programs in English and pay attention to, hold on a second. Focus on news programs, history programs, science programs, maybe documentary programs, and that's going to help you make some continued improvements in your writing. But thank you for a good quarter. You're a great student. Keep up the good work.